making this EV ecosystem feasible?
Well, I think we're very much ahead in the region because we actually have electric vehicle programs running already. Like in Makati, we have the Makati Green Route where they have 20 jeepneys plying the Central Business District. Sa Davao, meron tayo mga jeepneys na ron, konti. Meron sa Surigao. No? So I think in terms of, if you compare it in the region, there are some users of electric vehicles in the private users, but in terms of public transport, lamang tayo sa Southeast Asia sa Pilipinas. And now, because of this electric vehicle summit, we are putting people together. So the local manufacturers are meeting foreign partners and technology. Like for instance, Teco is a multinational company that produces motors from Taiwan. And they're actually the top 3 manufacturer of motors in the world. And they're here because they're very actively getting into electric vehicles. So actually, if you go outside, you will see there's a small electric tricycle, an e-trike that's up to ADB specs, and another e-jeepney, and all of that has a Teco motor inside.
Have you encountered opposition, sir, from traditional jeepney owners, operators?
We've been doing this. We've been doing EVs for PHUV. We've been doing EVs since 2007. We're actually the pioneer. I can say na nung nag-uumpisa, syempre merong konting opposition. Maski dun sa Makati meron tayong mga e-jeepney drivers that were experiencing na medyo nababato sila. Ganyan, tapos ginigit-git sila, yung ganyan. Even in Ateneo, actually, when they initially had electric tricycles and some electric jeepneys there, nagagalit yung mga traditional ones. No? But slowly, since the electric vehicles are going into the mainstream, the opposition is less now. And actually, yung mga users mismo ang humihingi na. For the e-jeepney outside, actually, that was designed based on the specs of the users. And these are the actual transport leaders, the drivers, the operators. Sila ang nagsabi that we want a jeepney that is this height, this number of seats, side entrance, the speed should be this, the range should be this. So sila na yung humihingi.
What were the reasons for when they were opposing it? What were at least the ones that stand out?
It's fear. It's basic fear of the unknown, di ba? Because fear of change, no? Because they think that this might make me lose my job, you know? Baka ito nang magtanggal ng trabaho ko. But then when they realize that this is actually for them, that they can actually replace their smoke belching vehicle with a cleaner alternative such as an electric vehicle, then they learn to accept it. So ngayon, especially ngayon, as I said, there's a convergence now of siguro all the stars are aligning, no? Because there's right now the law that says all the 15-year-old jeepneys should be changed. They're implementing it now. DNR also came out with a memo na yung mga lumang sasakyan hindi na papayagan sa kali. So now a cleaner alternative is needed. So now even the operators are thinking, and now that they're realizing that there's actual savings with electric vehicles as compared to yung traditional combustible engine, ang laki ng savings almost half is the savings from fuel. Instead of buying gas or diesel, you plug it in and you pay for electricity. Minsan ang charge lang sa'yo is like a refrigerator. Para ka lang nagsaksak ng refrigerator. No? So for the tricycles, when you pay about 250, they usually pay 250 pesos of gasoline every day. Pag electricity, mga 50 pesos lang.
Okay.
Yeah, for the jeepneys that are running around here in Meralco, they actually made a study that the savings is like 49 to 50%.
Sir, for one full charge, how far does a battery go?
The range depends on the number of batteries and the motor that you use. But on the average, it's about 60 to 100 kilometers per charge. That's the range.
How much is yung unit, sir? Price point ng unit of a
Okay,
traditional
so
jeepney compared
right
to?
now there is a jeepney outside that's 790,000. The 21 seater is slightly higher, about 850,000. There are other units outside that di ko memorize yung presyo, no? But the tricycles range from about 250 to 400,000. So it really ranges also. It depends on the battery that you use, if it's lead acid or lithium ion, and it depends on the system. Does it have a battery management system? Does it have a lithium? Does it have how many batteries does it have?
But for the basics, sir, that you plan to replace traditional jeepneys with, does it, hindi ba naging issue yung price noon compared sa price ng jeeps na tumatakbo?
Of course, the price is always an issue. But kasi ngayon lang nagkakaroon ng need mag-replace ng jeepneys talaga. So the reality is now just dawning upon them that they have to replace their jeepney. So dati hindi nila kino-consider yun. No? But now, I'm glad to say that there are private institutions now and private companies that want to come in, and they want to come in as operators. So gusto na nila pondohan din. And leasing companies are also, and banks, PNB is here, and they will be introducing their financing program for jeepneys. So in terms of financing, which was a problem before, it's available now.
If ever ma-approve po yung alternative fuel incentives bill, is this going to help the prices of these?
Of course, of course. If this bill is passed, there will be fiscal incentives and there will be tax incentives. So the manufacturers will have less cost. Siyempre, yung parts na ipapasok will pay less taxes. Yung excise tax na hinihingi namin, mas liliit yung excise tax. And also, Senator Bam Aquino also is passing a bill now for non-fiscal incentives, which includes preferential parking, preferential registration if it's an electric vehicle, maybe exemption from number coding. So ito yung mga initiatives na to that will really run. Our partner Teco right now is also bringing in technology from Taiwan and helping us. They actually a very big locator in Subic. They have a big patch of land in Subic, and they plan to put electric vehicle manufacturing there. Eventually, when we export. So initially, we will just be producing for the local market, but once it develops, they plan to export to the region. Maybe you want to add.
So from a foreigner's point of view, actually we study several different countries to develop EV business. We found Philippines is the best place to start. Why? Because in Philippines there are very special transportation system called jeepney. There's no other place has jeepney, and it is so old, but it's so organized. And everybody is devoted to upgrade it. So that is the perfect application for jeepney. And also in other countries, they treat the EV like a toy. You use it for 2 years, and it breaks, it's to throw out by a new one because it's so cheap, especially in China. But in Philippines, it's different. So everybody uses the car for more than 20 years. So you really need a good EV here. You can use for a very long time. So that is why we choose Philippines as a start of our own EV business. So that's why we made PSUV. So that's how we partnered together.
And actually, once the people learn that EVs are actually more efficient and in the long run cheaper, because a regular vehicle, a regular car, is composed of about 4,000 to 4,500 components. Ang dami niyan eh. Merong spark plug, merong mga oil seal, merong mga gasket, and everything, all of those things. But an electric vehicle only has about 350 components. Okay? Four main components of an electric vehicle is the electric motor, pinaka-importante. The battery, the charger, and the controller. That's all the things that you have to take care of in an electric vehicle. In our experience, with the units in Makati that has been running since 2007, we have never encountered any problem with the motor. Okay, it's not like a car, no? A regular car. once you run a car for 5 years and then 10 years, mararamdaman mo na yung mga problema niyan. Eh, no? And you have to do reconditioning and remanufacturing already. But with the electric motor, Teco can tell you, the electric motor is meant to last 20 years with no maintenance or minimal maintenance. No? You don't need to change oil every month. No? You don't need to change gaskets and everything. So maintenance-wise, mas mura siya. No? It's a lot cheaper to maintain an electric vehicle. And the components used, it has less moving parts. So actually, there's less breakage.
Yes. And so when we're talking about the parts from the EV and the original engine cars, in other countries, it's not very easy to convert the original engine cars to EV because they have automobile industry and the whole supply chain was there. It has been built there. So if we change to EV, then the whole supply chain they cannot use. They need to change a new supply chain. So that's why people it's getting very slow to change. But in Philippines, everything is brand new, right? So we can easily build up a new supply chain here for EV. So that's why we choose Subic Bay to do that.
So as Jay was saying, we're at the cusp of launching an electric vehicle revolution in the country. And it will start from the grassroots. It will start from the public transport. Yung sa baba talaga, tricycle, jeepney, you know. We are not going into electric vehicles and we are not producing a luxury vehicle. We're not producing a luxury car. We are not here to compete with the high-tech luxury electric vehicles, but really in the grassroots. So simple lang, the needs are very simple for electric vehicles in the Philippines. For tricycles, there are 3.5 million tricycles in the Philippines. No? And everywhere you go, and where there are a lot of tricycles, you know what I'm talking about. It's so noisy, it's so smoky. So, di ba pag yung bahay mo katapat ng tricycle, medyo ang hirap matulog, di ba? For the jeepneys, we have about 370,000 registered jeepneys in the Philippines. Di pa ho kasama yung kolorum doon. So I would say there are about maybe 500,000 jeepneys in the country. So if we can just convert even just the 70,000 here in Metro Manila, flying the major routes, we are going to, I think we are going to lessen the pollution exponentially. Because talagang lumang-luma na sila at saka mausok sila and they're very inconvenient. So once we introduce, and yun nga, we are starting from the ground and it's a new industry. So excited pala